What's up, guys? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well, today we're going to be talking about Tesla stock. But before we get there is something very important that I would like to address, and I would like to make sure a lot of our viewers and especially new retail investors that need to understand this. We all know that the stock market is going to a very tumultuous time, if I could put it that way. We have been selling off ever since February, and it's been pretty much over 2 months now that the stock market has pretty much been down, especially the high multiple stocks that we all love the most, like the Tesla, the Palantir, the NEO, the QuantumScape. A lot of them, you name them, it's been literally crawling down. It's been a pain, and a lot of people have been left behind, especially those who bought at the highest point are still holding the bag so far, and some probably ended up selling at a loss because of the fear and uncertainty. But anyway, there are some things that we need to understand. The stock market always has period. There are some times that it will go up. There are times that it's going to go down. There are times that he will stay down for much longer than you usually used to. And there are times that it's going to be going higher and higher than it usually used to, which is what we saw back in 2020 into 2021. The stock market kept going up every single month. We kept reaching all-time high almost every single time. And then to some point, we needed to pump the brake. We needed to slow down. But then because we had to slow down, we have things like the Fed pumping too much money into the stock market, printing pretty much. And then you have the federal government with the stimulus that we've seen, a lot of money that's been put into the economy, and all of the printing created this inflation fear. And then you have the chip shortage also that's going on all over around the world that kind of made it possible for the stock market to kind of slow down a little bit, pump the brake, and put us into a correction territory for a lot of these other stocks, especially high multiple stocks. But now I see a lot of people crying out.
Well, you made a video and you said this stock is going to go up, but after I watched the video the next day or the day after, this stock is still going down. Oh, I watched this video somewhere and it looks like everybody or some analysts were saying it was going to go to $80, but what's going on?
Here's the thing that a lot of the people need to understand, that there is a reason why when a price target is put, there is also a time frame that could be possible. Just because you watch a video that said the price target could be around this much, it doesn't mean the next day when you woke up in the morning, boom, all of a sudden that stock is just going to double. It doesn't mean it's going to take a week. It will take quite some time depending on whatever time frame was put when what that prediction, according to the data, had to happen. There is a lot of patience that needs to happen. You can never, ever put feelings into the stock market or emotions into the stock market. If you have the combination of those two, that's literally the formula for failure, literally being doomed. You gotta be able to control your emotions. There are some days that it will go up. There are some days that it will go down. But eventually, if there are good fundamental analysis behind the company, and if the data into the technical analysis is telling us we are buying at a good deal, and it seems like this is going to be turning around and reach even much higher than what it is, it will eventually get there. You have to be able to endure the pain of the red days so you can be able to enjoy the happiness of the green days. But anyway, one of the reasons why you see companies or stock like Tesla and others out there that have been literally being crashed for the last 2 months is only because hedge funds and all these institutional investors, they are taking advantage of this situation. They have been increasing short position in a lot of these stocks. Why? Because they saw an opportunity. The sell-off came up and they think if we start shorting these stocks, they're gonna go lower even more. And just because a lot of people were thinking these stocks have been into a bubble, so what they're thinking is let's deflate this bubble even more by shorting this stock even more, creating even more fear, and especially more retail investors that still don't understand how these things works, and they get afraid and start selling off and sell more, then push the price even lower. So then guess what? The same institutional investors that were shorting these companies will go back and buy them back to make again more money. So these are the things that you have to understand. That is the reason why when you see a stock that's at $40 and then the next day it's like 30 or 25, especially high multiple or stocks that have higher implied volatility, yeah, that can happen even if the prediction was saying the stock's gonna go to 100. Yes, a high multiple stock, especially high volatility stock, just as much as they can go up, just as much as they will also be able to go down. But just because it went down today or tomorrow, it doesn't mean he won't be able to pick up and go back even higher. You have to be able to be patient. Patience is really the key, and you have to trade really smart. Not trade because of everybody or whatever you see because of everybody else's trend. You gotta have a plan, so when you trade, you know what you're doing. Patience. You buy when everybody is selling, when everybody is afraid, when the trend is saying sell, 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 that's when you buy. And when the trend is saying, oh, let's go buy back, that's when you sit back, relax, and just watching the tendies coming in. Anyway, before we move on, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get videos just like this one every single time we post them. So, well, guys, let's get into it. I'd like to show you a little bit of the Tesla chart and why I think it's going to go to $1,000 this year and when approximately this is going to happen. Again, you need to understand that between now and when I think this is going to happen, yes, we're going to be seeing some fluctuation. We're going to see it going up. We're going to see it sell off. We're going to see the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs. But eventually, I think it will get there and probably even go above it. So let's get into it. All right, guys, there is the Tesla's chart right here that I got pulled up for you guys. As you can see, today we closed around 718, but already after hours, the stock is going down. But here's the thing, like I was saying, it would happen. It happens that you will see the fluctuation for going up and down. It is healthy. We should be able to see things like this. But anyway, we went to this sell-off for quite some time, and then we reached a low. I believe the lowest was like 540 something, and then we picked back up. We went to this W type of recovery, like we are on the other side of the arm of the W. As you can see here, I've got my 50 moving average here. As you can see, it's been acting pretty much as support for quite some time, and as of today, this is where we are. As you can see here, the 50 moving average has been acting as a resistance for quite some time. You can see right here, it's been on top of all the candles. So we were not able to cross above it for quite a while. As you can see here, of course, I've got some of my drawings here, as you can see that I've already pulled up, but I want you to watch this blue line as we go here. Before that, we were above it when we were in an uptrend, and then once we crossed below it, we've been going down, and this has been kind of a resistance. We have not been able to cross it for a while, and then at some point we crossed. But there is always a rule. In order for this to really be called an actual trend, we have to open and close above, and then have another confirmation candle that will do the same. But you can see here we're very much bearish. We ended up doing another drop, as you can see here, and I'm pretty sure you can see all the lines that I've pretty much traced here. And for a lot of you, it's probably going to make sense. As you can see, this one pretty much come from one of the all-time highs that we've been before that acted as a resistance level 2 at the same time with my 50 moving average. And then as you can see, every single time we've had either a drop or an all-time high, I do have a drawing, because I do suspect that these are very, very important level that I think every single time we reach them, if we are below, the stock is going to be resisting to cross this level, or if we are above, the stock is usually going to be resisting to cross below it, which means it's either going to bounce back, either it's above or below. And that's why when you look right here, what we've been doing, again, we've been pretty much now bouncing back between the 50 moving average and pretty much this line right here that I drew. It's around $700. So you can see we bounced on the 50 moving average. We went up and bounced this one as a resistance. And then we came back and bounced on this one as a support level. And then we crossed. And then we have a candle that opened here. We went all the way up. And then we came right back and bounced back on the 50 moving average. Now, the 50 moving average is acting as a support, and at the same time, my line that I drew down here also acting as a support level. So you can already tell that this is going to be a line that we're probably going to bounce off for a little bit, maybe a few days or weeks. But in the meantime, now you know that we have a new resistance level, which is the level that's around here. As you can see, it's somewhere around $800, and so on and so forth. And as we're moving forward, as time goes by, we're going to be seeing this same pattern that I'm seeing here. And that's the reason why I've had these lines that I trace all the way from the bottom, but we're here. As this one is a resistance and now turned into a support, I believe this one is going to be our next resistance, and at some point it's going to turn into a support when we actually going to be able to cross it. And then we're going to go to this line, which is the all-time high where we ever reached before. Is going to also be acting as a resistance, and this is going to be acting as a support level, and so on and so forth. So now, to give you the time frame, because I don't want to make this video too long, I would like to show you the time frame of when I think this back and forth that's going to probably push us eventually to be able to go above this line somewhere around $900 and to go all the way to 1,000. That's when I come over here, which I always do. If you go back in some most of my videos that I make, and I always say, according to the implied volatility right now, it's telling us that in order for us to go all the way to $1,000, Tesla is trading right now somewhere around 700. It's pretty much bouncing back 700 and 720. It's going to take about 300 points to get to 1,000. So if we come here, according to the current implied volatility, if we look here, 300 point, if we look here, 300 point goes all the way kind of, I believe, between this one. As you can see, this one is 277 plus minus 277, and then the next one, oops, I'm gonna move that array, is at plus minus 371. So 300 point is between these two numbers, which means if I go all the way back here, it means it's between September and December. So in that time frame between September 17 and December 17, in that time frame, that's when it is expected really for Tesla stock to be able to either reach 1,000 or actually go above $1,000. Because why? You can see that 371 will actually put Tesla above $1,000 by December 17 in 2021. That's why I was saying you have to have patience. A lot of people want to make money so fast. They just want to be able to get in today and then be able to make money tomorrow. Yes, if you're a pro, or if you want to day trade, or if you want to swing trade, you can be able to do that with some of these other stocks. There is a possibility to try and have, as long as you have a plan, you can be consistent in whatever you do. But in the meantime, you also have to understand that if you want to be profitable, especially going long into these type of stocks, even if it's expensive, you can always get options, which is why I have my option chain right here. But eventually it will get there. As long as you have a plan, when you put money into something, you have patience, you wait, you have a plan, eventually you're going to get there. Yes, the road is not always going to be easy. It's going to be painful. There's going to be some ups and downs and everything else. But at the end of the day, just like I say, you have to be able to endure the pain of the red days so you can be able to enjoy the happiness of the green days. So you can watch your 10 days go all the way up. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Again, if you would like to trade using Webull, please use the link in the description below and you sign up with them, deposit at least $100, and you and I will be able to get up to 4 free stock, which could be worth all the way up to $2,000. Or if you would like to invest with M1 Finance and use the link in the description below and sign up with them and you deposit at least $100, you and I will both get $30 for free, just like that. So thanks, guys. As for me, I will see you in my next video, which is next Monday. Bye-bye.